Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Subahibi. So after the last episode I recorded, I'm not shitting you. I took a nap, right? And in that nap, I had a super fucking creepy dream. I was Mamiya Takuji. I think I was Mamiya Takuji. And I don't know, I finished chapter 5 or something, and what happened at the end of the chapter was either I became, like, the choice was either I am myself or I am someone else. And after I finished that chapter, I'm not shitting you, I started the game in that dream. This is a dream, by the way, this is a dream. But it's so fucking creepy that I just have to say this and state it out. It's so fucking creepy. The beginning, like this title screen, it changes. It changes into a movie video that kept saying, I am myself. And there's like Takuji screaming. He was screaming like, I don't want to disappear. And the choices that are here, like start, load, extra, config, etc., it's gone. It's either I am myself, I am myself, I am myself, I am myself, or I surrender myself. That changes from the exit into I surrender myself. That's so fucking creepy, dude. I don't know if I played this game a bit too much, but holy shit, that was so surreal. I couldn't take that dream. I had to, after hearing him like scream like that, I woke up. The creepy thing before that happened too, like it was such a realistic dream because I was replying to some YouTube comments on the dream. Like, that's stupid, right? Someone was like spoiling something and I'm like, yeah, don't spoil stuff. And then I proceeded to think about what happened in the game. And what happened was there was this girl that killed herself in chapter 3. I don't even know who that was. It wasn't Zakuro, it was someone else. But she had a creepy smile and she started killing someone. And I'm like, this is so creepy. I just wanted to like I just wanted to say that before I forgot about the dream though. Like, this is an intro for like the next episode, but I won't be playing this game yet. But gosh, I have some cold sweat running through me from that dream. Like, holy shit. Ooh, that was super scary. That was really scary, in fact. Maybe this is what Yuki experiences when she doesn't want to disappear. Or maybe this is all of them. Maybe all of them are afraid of disappearing. I don't know. But that's enough about that. With the power of editing, I will make sure that this is the next intro of the next episode. So, have fun with the next episode. Jesus. Hello. Back with current Azai here. So, I made that intro like really abruptly because I wanted to still like talk about what my dream was in full detail without losing or without you know, just without me forgetting the details that I saw in the dream. But yeah, it was a very surreal dream that I had. I was actually sweating when I woke up. Pretty crazy now that I think about it. Well, after I woke up, I thought it was crazy, but the fact that I wanted to talk about it is even more, like, it goes to show how crazy I thought it was. But yeah, enough about that, I suppose. But yeah, so I made my choice, right, in chapter 5, and Panner gave me conflicting comments, because before, I think it was David that told me I should focus on one route or one choice and then go to the next chapter with that one choice. You forgive me if it's not David, if it's someone else. But Panner said conflicting answers, saying that I should play both routes first before I continue to the 6th chapter. But I do think if it's like if it really does open a new chapter for each choice that I made, I think it's a lot more logical to continue on to the next chapter, right? Even though I might get spoiled on the alternate ending for chapter 5, and there's probably, like, you know, another chapter in chapter 6 that corresponds to that ending, I still feel like the choice that I made, I like my choice. I like what it brought me, so I'm gonna stick to my choice and end chapter 5 with this and continue on to chapter 6. I will do the alternate ending, but of course, after I'm done with the current ending. Enough about that though, let's continue on. Oh wait, before I forget, so I actually know of a visual novel to let's play next after Subahibi. I don't know if you guys know about this game, but it's called Totono. It's shortened as Totono, but the Japanese is called Kimi to Kanojo no Koi. Or in English, it's like You, Me, and Her, and a Love Story? I think that's the English translation. So, if you guys played Doki Doki Literature Club, that's like probably the most mainstream visual novel ever at the current moment because of how controversial it was on Steam. Totono was something I tried to play back then using a machine translator, and I couldn't do it because the machine translation was so bad, and I feel like it didn't do it justice, so I left it on hold for like a long time. And now that the English translation is actually out, I can play it, and I'm pretty excited. I don't remember anything about Totono, but since it's being compared to Doki Doki a lot, I kind of know the so-called, well, I wouldn't say plot twist or some shit, but I feel like it would still be a very, very crazy experience, even though I know what's going on. So, I feel like I should play that. It's still a blind playthrough, because like I said, I don't know the characters. I don't remember the characters at all. I played it in 2012 back then. Well, I tried to. But enough about that. Now, let's continue on with chapter 5.
Sora, ここは B と時間は昼。俺は
What happened? I'm confused. This hasn't happened in a while.
どうやら今回のは結構長そうだな。
It was just my intuition, but I knew it right away. That my consciousness had been gone for an unusually long time. The longer it's gone, the greater the reaction when my consciousness returns. I could tell that quite a long time had passed. But when I looked at the time on my cell phone, surprise turned into horror.
7月10日金曜日12時5分だと。
I actually don't remember what date yesterday was. Oh fuck. Let me check actually. Oh, 4 days. Okay, 4 days. We slept for 4 days. It's been a long time since I've experienced a gap that big. No, this must be the first time. I slowly followed my memory back to the last time I was awake. The last thing I remembered was that day when we were in the bathroom together. The date was July 6th. It's been 4 days since then. I never experienced such a large leap forward in time before.
なんでこんな長時間意識が表に出なかったんだろうか。
Did Yuki... Was it all Yuki in that time span? Because Takuji was also sleeping until the 10th.
驚愕というより正直に恐怖だな。時間跳躍は今まで何度も経験していたことだが、時間の長さが違うとこれほど精神的なショックは大きいものなのか。
It reminds me of this anime called Please Teacher back when I was really small that I watched on Animax. So the guy had this situation or this mental, not mental, sorry, a physical illness called, well, he called it a standstill. He was in a coma for like a few years, but his body didn't age. So he went back to school again. It was pretty weird. I like it though.
ユキはこんな気持ちだったんだろうか。
Then again, because I was a kid, I was still like not exposed to a lot of stories, so it felt really unique. She was a bit surprised when it happened to her, like it was no big deal. I can't believe she could experience something like that and still act like it's nothing. That woman is something else. When I lose consciousness for this long, I get the feeling I'm being pushed out. Like I'm being forcibly taken away. Driven away, sorry. When I finally awoke, I felt like I had just woken up from a long dream, and I felt utterly bewildered. It must have been even worse for Yuki. Even worse. How much worse could it get? I was only gone for 4 days. It's not like I lost several weeks like Yuki did. If I'm this bewildered after 4 days, how bad would it be after 4 weeks? I can't even imagine it. Would I even be able to reconstruct my consciousness after that long? Or would my consciousness still be scattered and lost when I woke up? After experiencing this today, that state is closer to non-existence than a simple pause. There was a strong force, so strong that I was surprised I could even lift my consciousness to the surface. And that force...
意識を抑える力というよりは消し去るための強制力。
That's right.
そうなのか。ユキ、お前。
I'm such a fool. I never realized that truth before. But now that I think about it, it's obvious. Yeah, I kinda had a feeling that Yuki was fighting for both Tomosane and herself. That's not a pause in our consciousness.
ユキはすでに消去されかかっていた。
It's impossible for her personality to just coincidentally be paused for such a long time. Okay, maybe he didn't arrive at the same conclusion I did. Maybe it's wrong. Her personality was already being erased. That's why the new, disconnected personality, Minakami Yuki, was created. The new Minakami Yuki, who perceives Sasaki as two fictional twins, was only created once Yuki was erased. Which means Yuki is already an unnecessary personality. She was nothing more than a hindrance for the creation of the new Yuki personality. That's why she seems so rushed.
ユキ、あいつ。
She said she was forcibly keeping her consciousness on the surface. I didn't think anything about that statement. I understood it as just another piece of the same puzzle.
違う。今までの延長線なんかじゃない。
That's right.
すでに本来のユキの活動はマミやタクジによって終わらせられている。
So, this Yuki and the Yuki that we know are completely different beings. I mean, the personality is the same, but that one doesn't have any recollection of Tomosane. So I guess you can say it's a different Yuki, but I don't know. Is it a different Yuki? I don't know. I would still say it's still Yuki nonetheless. That's much more than simply stopping her personality for a long time. Mamiya Takuji is forcibly erasing her, which means the disappearance of Yuki's personality. No, the reverse. Yuki didn't come out of a long pause. She was holding onto her consciousness after she barely escaped being erased. Somehow, she held onto her consciousness so she could continue to exist. Which means now Yuki is... that dumbass. She was worried about my relationship with Asaki at the end, huh?
なんで言わないんだ。あいつはすでに消されかかっていた。
Aw. I mean, Tomosane... You knew this was gonna happen. I mean, you knew you were gonna get erased, but you didn't. I guess you didn't know that Yuki was gonna be erased. So,
意識を無理やりつなぎ止めて消滅を長引かせていたに過ぎない。
why did she try so hard to delay it?
くそ、ユキ。
From my perspective, I am an existence that will disappear, while Yuki is going to remain in this world. But she must have felt the same way. The new Minakami Yuki is the one that will remain. The Yuki I know will disappear. She will be erased. Even before me. That's why she wanted to leave Hasaki in my hands, since she knew I would last longer than her. She wanted to leave Hasaki to me, Yuki Tomosane, not the new Minakami Yuki, who's the same and yet completely different from her. She wanted to leave her in my hands. That's why she held on to her consciousness so desperately for those few days. That Yuki was already useless once the new Minakami Yuki, the one that Mamiya Takuji desired, was born. Rather, she was getting in the way of the new Minakami Yuki. There's no point in them both existing. Rather, it's only natural for the old Yuki to disappear once a new Minakami Yuki is born.
だったら俺は
Why was my consciousness stopped for such a long... well, not long compared to Yuki. Time. I could feel Mamiya Takuji's existence. That's strange. He's fated to be erased by me, and yet... his existence is growing even stronger. And it feels like my existence is growing weaker. I checked my phone again.
今日は
That's right. I remember when I looked at the date again. The day I promised to meet Mamiya Takuji had already passed. The day I was supposed to meet him again. What do you mean?
あいつを消し去らなきゃ。
Oh, when did you promise this, Tomosane? I don't get where the story is going right now. For some reason, I had a worrying presentiment. I couldn't understand. Why would I feel like that? My heart was steeped in uncertainty. I tuned into the channel of Mamiya's existence. The place was right in front of Takashima Zakuro's classroom. I didn't have a solid reason, but my intuition told me that if I aligned our channels here, I could meet him. What? No, it wasn't my intuition or anything supernatural like that. Mamiya's consciousness appears in this place. So I can't miss that moment. I can't let him trade places with me. I have to hold on to my own consciousness. If my hypothesis is correct, I could simply let myself be pushed out of consciousness without meeting Mamiya at all. Mamiya's body came into sight hazily. He was peeking into the classroom from the hallway. I think this classroom was next to ours. This is Takashima Zakuro's classroom. I wonder if Mamiya Takuji has some sort of relationship with Takashima Zakuro too. Just like Yuki did. No, that's not important right now. I mean, Takuji was probably the one that saw Yuki kill herself, which is probably why... I don't know. Here he comes.
探したよ。
Our channels weren't quite lined up. Almost there. There he is. This is kind of anticlimactic. I didn't think I would be able to find him.
5万円持ってくるって約束しましたよね。
Oh. It was this. The promise from a week ago, I ordered him to bring me 50,000 yen. I felt uneasy, thinking, what if my consciousness was gone for such a long time because Mamiya Takuji tried to erase me just like Yuki? In the end, Yuki and I only exist in accordance with his will. This man looks weak, but he's the absolute authority, the one who created everything. Yuki and I, the Destroyer and the Harmonizer, were both created through this man's will. Which means, if he changed his mind, for instance, if he's too scared to be erased, then it's possible that he could forcibly erase me. I mean, that's what happened on Chapter 3. That's why I had chills running down my spine. Mamiya Takuji cowered before me, but I was the one who was truly afraid, because I could disappear on his mere whim.
早く。お金ですよ。お金。財布ないとか嘘は聞かないですよ。後ろのポケット膨らんでますよね。
I braced myself after hitting him. I almost expected to disappear the second I struck him, but that fear didn't come true. He crumpled under my first blow, just like every time before. Nothing changed. Nothing at all. Which means, I should hurt him enough to erase his existence right here and now. Even if he hasn't erased me yet, I should destroy him as soon as I can. Because that's my fated role.
とりあえず、それ渡してください。
はい。
何これ？
何がですか
？27,571円しかない。じゃなくてさ、約束守ってもらえないと辛いんですよ。2万円以上足りないじゃないですか。
ごめんなさい。
いや。謝るとかいいです。たださ、金がないんで、ほんとそれが困るだけなんで。
The way Yuki is acting is so weird though. Like when he's with Mamiya Takuji. I prayed as I punched him. As I punched him, I noticed something was weird. Mamiya's eyes glimmered for a moment. No, I must have been imagining it. He was the same frightened child as always. There was no change. But I instinctively stopped my fist.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
For some reason, my entire body was covered with a sheen of cold sweat. He was crying and begging for mercy at my feet, but the one whose heart was truly frozen with fear.
くそ。俺の方だ。
間宮君。こんちは。なんで？
There was no reason. It was just an outburst of anger. Anger at myself for being afraid of Mamiya Takuji.
今、しまったって顔したよね。俺に会ってしまったって顔。
そんなこと。
意味わかんないんだけどさ、言い訳とかありえないのね。
間宮君、城山もそういう意味じゃないと思うんだよ。
なに？飯沼。口答え？
そういうわけじゃないけどさ。
さ、反抗したいんならさ、俺相手の場合は殺す気でやらなきゃダメだよ。だって知ってるでしょ。
はい、それは。
まあいいんだけどさ、なんでも。そういえばさ、沼田の知り合いの大学生でさ、葉っぱ栽培してたやついたじゃん。
それ、この前に警察に捕まって。
マジで？捕まったの？
はい、それで、その人、結構仲間の名前をゲロってて。
沼田も捕まるってこと？
いや、多分俺は大丈夫だと思うんですけど。
Either today or the next day was when Shiroyama died. I think it was tomorrow.
そうとりあえずお前が捕まっても俺のことは言わないでね。言ったらとりあえず戻ってきた時に必ず殺すから。
言わないっすよ。つか俺は捕まらないですよ。多分。
まあいいや、頑張ってね。
This conversation is pointless. I'm only running away from Mamiya Takuji. Shiroyama doesn't matter right now. None of these guys matter at all. Mamiya Takuji's destruction, that is my reason to tar. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but that's just how I always pronounce it in my head. And yet...
あとさ、間宮さ、来週まで待ってあげるから。残りちゃんと用意しておくんだよ。用意してないとすごく痛いことになっちゃうだけじゃ済まないよ。
Our voice was shaking with fear. Not his voice, mine.
まあいいや。誰かさ、タバコある？
あ、分担なら。
分担？何それ？あれうんこの香りしない？
そうっすよね。
そうかな。分担うまいじゃないですか。
まあ分担でいいや。
間宮君っていつもマイナーなタバコですよね。何でしたっけ銘柄。ネバーランド。
あんな不吉な名前のタバコ好き好んで吸わねえよ。いつもポッケに入ってるから吸ってるだけだ。
何ですかそれ。間宮君のポッケは4次元ポケットですか？
そうならいいんだけど、出てきてクソタバコ止まりだよね。100万円ぐらい出てくればいいのにな。
それはそうですね。
Even when I smoked, I couldn't stop trembling. I'm being completely eaten up by Mamiya Takuji. What's going on? I have to finish Mamiya Takuji soon. That's supposed to be my role.
あれ、帰るんですか？
とりあえず駅の方行こうかなって思った。
午後の授業は老ける感じですか？
しんない。とりあえず駅前のプランタンコーヒーでコーヒー飲みたい。
いってらっしゃい。
I felt dizzy. The world twisted and warped. My vision blurred.
何やってるんだ俺は。
I have to finish him. Finish Mamiya Takuji.
また殺す気なの？
Huh? I thought I heard someone's voice. But I faded out before I could figure out whose it was. That was Yuki. My consciousness was forcibly ended. By the creator, Mamiya Takuji. No, that was Yuki! What are you talking about? Do you not hear her voice? The moment I awoke, the moment time began to move, everything felt distant. I slept for another 2 days. So it wasn't Tomosane that killed Shiroyama. Is it that way for everyone? Or just me? What was the first thing that came into sight when I awoke? I always try to remember that. What is the scenery of awakening? I'm trying to remember that. And I'm trying to remember who I am. My name, my sex, my family, my... It all came together in an instant. A drop of water fell in the distance. The sound of a drop of water breaking somewhere in the distance. That which is broken imparts its moisture upon the earth. Only through breaking can it grant its blessing. Because once broken, the blessing is able to soak into the earth. What is this? The confusion after awakening. Doesn't everyone feel it? Or is it a confusion that only I feel? I feel it.
ここ
I experienced the same thing before. Like, sometimes I when you're like half asleep, you don't even remember what the fuck you're doing.
間宮拓司の隠れ家
Ugh. Vertigo, and my head hurts. This feeling again? I took the cell phone out of my pocket and
やっぱり
it happened again. No, it wasn't as long this time, but it's still been 2 whole days.
7月12日22時30分
When we saw Takashima Zakura's death. So, what I said before about why Mamiya Takuji wanted to erase these guys faster because of Takashima Zakura's death was wrong, because technically he hasn't seen the death yet.
くそ
This only happened because I was afraid of him last time. Last time was 4 days, this time 2 days. I didn't exist for a second during that entire time. These leaps forward in time are completely different from what I've experienced in the past. I was hit with a splitting headache.
くそ
Is this from sleeping on the concrete? No, that's not it. This headache is from my disordered consciousness. The forcible erasure is happening. The same thing Yuki experienced. No, it's weaker than what Yuki experienced. Unlike Yuki, I could easily be erased if he wanted. My will isn't nearly as strong as his, which must mean he's not seriously trying to destroy me yet?
どちらにしても所詮は奴の手のひらの上
I'm no different than an ant under the magnifying glass.
とりあえず
I looked around. It was the same depressing place as always. It was depressing, just like his mental state. I couldn't fathom the depths of that darkness.
丸2日か不連続さもここまで来ると恐怖だな
Scary. No, it's more like isolation.
なるほどね
Isolation and fear. The feelings one must experience just before death.
俺は死を自分の消滅を恐れているのか
I don't think anyone is not afraid of death. It would be foolish to not be afraid of death. When the night breeze blew on my body, I realized how incredibly fatigued I was. He must have been running. My feet feel really heavy.
ん
Somehow I hadn't noticed that there was a paper bag in my hand. There were CDs or something inside it. But why didn't I notice before? It should have been in the way when I climbed the underground ladder. Yet I carefully held onto this bag the entire time. My disordered consciousness, maybe it was this confusion that made me do that. Or maybe Mamiya Takuji made me do it through some sort of compulsive power. I tried to throw the bag away, but
いや間宮拓司の強制力ならこんな中途半端な場所で気がついたりしないだろ
that's true. So right now, even Tomosane is being like his perception is being controlled by Mamiya Takuji in some sort of way. It was a weaker force that made me carry this bag this entire time. A force that seemed on the verge of disappearing.
ユキの力
Or maybe a simple coincidence caused by my confusion.
この CD ユキか間宮が買ったのだろうか
If Yuki bought it, then perhaps I shouldn't throw it away.
俺もユキみたいに無意識下で間宮の行動や考えていることが分かれば
But I couldn't expect something so convenient to happen.
努力でどうにかなればまだしも
But I didn't know what I was supposed to do in order to accomplish that. I didn't even know what it would feel like if I did it successfully.
近い状況といえば寝ている時に周りの状況を全て意識的に把握し続けるようなものか
Unfortunately, I couldn't really understand that state of mind. Maybe it's a power she attained through her strong will to escape erasure.
強い意志
Really? Now I think.
全く何もできてない。全くダメだ。ユキと比べることすらできぬくらい役立たず。
My headache was going away, and my thoughts were starting to line up too.
とりあえず家に帰るか。
I don't know, I don't think Yuki is all that up to be honest. The front of Mamiya's house. It felt somehow nostalgic. I felt like Urashima Taro even though I was only gone for 6 days.
はさき。家にいないのか。
The lights were all off. Hasaki must be at the bar today.
はさき。
I wanted to see Hasaki. I wanted to talk to Hasaki. I wish Hasaki was home. What the fuck? What is with this sudden change of... Huh?
どうしたともさね。
Exactly, what is wrong with you?
大層。めめしい感情じゃないか。
Anxiety. My head was full of a sort of anxiety I had never experienced before. Hasaki, Yuki, no, it doesn't matter who, anyone I know. Maybe if I went to Hakushukyo, I wanted to go. Even though I had no reason to go to Hakushukyo. A gap of 4 days, and then another 2 days after that. Hasaki hadn't seen me for 6 days, almost an entire week. She must be worried about me. I should go see Hasaki. I could at least give her a bit of peace of mind. No. There was something I had to do first. I had to check what happened during those days of nothingness. I had to check my surroundings. The house. I wanted to at least see if there was any information to be found in my room. Of course, no one was home, and there were no major changes. It was only 6 days. Just 6 days. A lot could have happened in that much time, but it's also possible that nothing changed at all. I threw the paper bag on the sofa and turned on the lights in the living room. That was... Yuki? When I turned on the lights, Yuki appeared before me and went upstairs. Not walking, but as if she was sliding.
ユキ。
What the hell? Oh my god, your eyes are scary, Yuki. The room was pitch black. Yuki stood there, but the light had gone out of her eyes. Her gaze wasn't focused on anything. She just stared blankly.
ユキ。
I called out to her, but there was no response. I felt goosebumps on my skin. What I'm feeling right now is... utter terror. Fear? Am I afraid? Like a puppet suspended in midair, Yuki simply stood there. Like a picture or even just a reflection on the wall. No presence, just an image projected on the wall.
ユキ。
I turned on the lights. The faint fluorescent light illuminated the room. And in the light, Yuki stood sentry, like the spirit of a lingering ghost.
おい。
I tried to touch her, but... my hand went right through her, as if there was never anything there to begin with.
見えるだけ。限界がない。
ふぅ、今日は疲れたわ。
Aww.
ユキ。
あれ？
驚いたぞ。今お前の体をすり抜けちまって。まるで幽霊かなんかみたいに。
買ってきた CD の袋ってどこにあったっけ？まず帰ってきてから。
Ah, okay, so this is the new Yuki already. Ah, so Tomosane still existed when the new Yuki was already coming out, but... you know, only subconsciously he couldn't come out to the surface. I guess.
そうそう。下の部屋のソファーに置いてきちゃったんだ。
これが。
That's right. This means... the fear I'd felt since I woke up, this is why. I was afraid of this. That's why the fear disappeared just now. The fear. It turned into despair. And the despair...
なるほどね。そうか。これが。
The despair turned into sadness. I heard someone coming up the stairs. Before they came into view, I prepared myself for the shock. Before those footsteps reached the room, I braced myself. I dispelled all the emotions that were rising up within me before I had to look at her face again. I dispelled the sadness. Now's not the time to be sentimental. Just like Yuki did before, now it's my turn to do what I can. Yuki's footsteps. I was afraid to see Yuki again. The sight of the new Minakami Yuki crushed me. But right now, I can't let myself be defeated by something like that.
事実を受け入れろ。すべての事実を。
I knew this would happen. Everything can move forward only as they were intended to.
つーかなんでリビングに CD 置いてくるかな。自分のもんなんだから部屋に持ってくればいいのに。なんか私抜けてるぞ。
I felt like I would be crushed when I heard her voice. The same appearance, the same voice, and yet... the person before me wasn't Yuki. Her world didn't even overlap with mine.
誓っただろう。この女が部屋に入ってきたら、もう流されないって。事実を受け止めるって。
Even I was shocked by my own weakness. But...
つーか、鏡と司と一緒に帰るなんて久しぶりだな。なんであんな場所にいたんだろう。
今、この女は一緒に帰ると言っていた。
I tried to understand the situation. I killed my emotions. I focused solely on comprehending what was happening in front of me.
鏡と司と言っていた。それは確かこの女から見える刃先のこと。
Which means this woman was together with Hasaki until now. No, that's impossible. I was definitely the one who walked home. I walked home from Mamiya Takuji's hideout by myself. I didn't see Hasaki.
さーてと、買ってきたもの。
Gosh, so this Yuki was just trapped in a delusion. I slowly sat on the bed. Then I observed the woman's actions. The actions of the new Minakami Yuki, who I was seeing for the first time.
さてさて、今日は
So the illusion was broken when she found Kagami dead, I suppose. But what happens after that, though? She opened the paper bag and took out the CD.
中身は CD か。
あれ
The woman was surprised at the CD she bought for some reason.
なんだこの CD。つーかアニメソングだ。
アニメソング
Anime songs, huh? Which means Takuji bought that CD. That must be why she's surprised about this CD she bought. Sorry, but that means when she checked the CD name, she looked puzzled.
人気声優ファーストアルバム。
もしかしてこれが
She has fabricated memories? Exactly. I remember Yuki said there was a possibility that the new Yuki's memories were being overridden so that she would think she did them. If that CD is an anime soundtrack, then Minakami Yuki didn't buy it herself. Mamiya Takuji bought it. Which means that Minakami Yuki thinks the memories from today, whether in whole or in part, are her own. And now that I think of it, she didn't react until several minutes after I first saw her.
まるで吊るされた人形のように。
That's probably when her memories were being altered. Her memories were altered just before her consciousness came to the surface. During that short time, she probed the other personalities' experiences and rewrote them as her own. No, they weren't the other personalities' experiences. She rewrote Mamiya Takuji's experiences as her own.
しかし、だとしたら疑問が残る。
Why would she be given memories of buying the CD if they're only going to cause inconsistencies? The CD Mamiya Takuji bought was an anime CD. Even if her memory is changed, that fact won't change. But Minakami Yuki knew that she bought a CD. If her memory simply told her that she hadn't bought anything, this kind of inconsistency couldn't occur. Why would her brain fabricate memories that would only cause inconsistencies?
いや、もしかして
Maybe there's a glimmer, you know, some sort of Yuki, the original Yuki, inside of her?
鏡の嫌がらせとか許せん
Minakami Yuki called that fictional person Kagami on the phone. There wasn't anyone on the other end, but she talked into the phone as if there was. I couldn't find an answer to that mystery. I laid down on the bed.
かなりの率で役立たずだな。
I can't solve anything. The ceiling in my room, it looked the same as it always did. Until just recently, it always bugged me how Yuki was always around. But now she couldn't see me at all.
笑えるな。
I never liked having her around before, but
こうなると結構孤独なもんだな。なんか意外だったな。ユキが俺に気がつかないって寂しいもんなんだな。
not me, Tomosane. Then again, I wasn't that attached to her. I closed my eyes.
くそ
Why am I so weak? Just like that, when I closed my eyes, tears ran down my cheeks. They must have welled up in my eyes before, and then they overflowed when I closed them. This is the worst. This isn't like me.
分かっていたはずだし、それが悲しくないようにしてきたはずだ。
Even still, my tears didn't stop. It shouldn't be so sad. It shouldn't be so hard. I didn't think I was such a weak person. I never thought I would cry like this. I knew it would happen. I understood it perfectly, but my tears didn't stop.
くそまあいいか。別に誰にバレるわけでもないし、声出して泣くわけじゃないし、涙ぐらい。
Silent footsteps approached. Is she going to sleep now? If so, I should go somewhere else.
いや、その必要もないのか。
Yuki would just go right through me anyway. To her, I don't even exist. She couldn't see or touch me at all. So, hug. Who just hugged me?
バカ、そんなに泣いてたら私にバレるよ。
I thought you were gone.
ユキ、
バカ、私が他の誰に見えるんだよ、ともさね。
だってお前。
何言ってるのよ。ともさねは知ってるでしょ。私はしつこいんだよ。簡単に諦めないし、空気だって読まない。
そういう問題じゃ。
そういう問題。実は CD の記憶は無理やりにねじ込んでおいたんだ。意識上に浮き上がる瞬間に不整合を起こすように。買った記憶さえ残しておけば絶対に不整合が起こる。そうすれば存在に亀裂が入る。それにかけて CD の記憶をねじ込んだ。
Really?
いや、でもあの CD、俺がたまたまここに持って帰ってきたから。
知ってるよ。もしかしたら私に関連あるものかもしれないって持って帰ってきてくれたんだよね。
でもそれはたまたま。そんな可能性にかけたのか。
そんな可能性しか残せないんだよ。もう間宮拓司の意識の支配が強すぎて。
間宮拓司の支配。
さっきまでの私見てたでしょ。
ああ、
あれが新しい私、間宮拓司が望む水上由紀。
俺が完全に見えないようだな。
ごめん、ずっと友実が横にいたのに。それなのに私気がつかなくて。
気がついたじゃないか。
あんなに時間かかったけどね。
何言ってるんだ。 俺たちを作り出した存在に抵抗して俺を見つけたんだ。大したもんだ。
珍しく褒められたね。いつもそういうのうざいうざい言うのに。
バカか。お前がすでに存在を消されつつあるのに抵抗してたなんて今まで知らなかったんだよ。お前がこの数日間どんな思いで過ごしていたのか全く理解してなかった。
I mean, you weren't supposed to understand, Tomosane. People can only assume what they know. Even if you think you understand them, you don't really understand them until they say it to your face. That's what I believe anyway.
それであんたにうざいことばかりした。
いや、それだって俺の想像力不足だ。俺は新しい水上ユキもお前も同じユキでしかないと思っていた。だから
I mean,
葉崎を託そうと思った。
I did have that same conclusion. I did arrive at the same conclusion. I thought it was gonna be the same Minakami Yuki. But can you really say that they're different Yukis? Our memory is really what made us who we are? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that actually. Like, I've thought about this before. Like, what if my memories were suddenly gone one day? Would I be still the same person? Would I trust that person as the new me? I don't know.
んで、どうだった新しい私。やっぱり綺麗だった？
バカか、こんな時に。
こんな時だから言うんじゃないの。
姿形は今のお前と同じだよ。声だって。
そうなんだ。なら友実は私が消えても大丈夫だね。
アホ、大丈夫だったらなんで俺は泣いてるんだよ。
私のために泣いてくれた？
うるせえ。お前のためなんかに誰が泣くか。
なんだよ。だったらなんで泣いてるんだよ、友実。
うるせえ。俺が泣いているのはただ悲しかったから。お前がいなくなってただ悲しかったからだ。
なんだよ、らしくないこと言うなよ。私まで抜けてくるじゃん。
うるせえ。知るか。
She's always stubborn. She always acts like she's okay. I'm the cold, heartless person who only believes in violence, just like Mamiya wanted. I never try to understand the pain of others. I only use them for my own gain. That's the kind of person I was supposed to be. I tried to be. I use polite words when I'm threatening people to emphasize how cold-blooded I am. I always take a nasty attitude to push people away. With Yuki, with Asaki, I push everyone away. The reason is simple. I'm weak and pathetic. I'm not ready to accept my fate. I'm scared of everything. I pushed Yuki and Asaki away because I was scared. I was scared of losing it all. If I was truly strong, I wouldn't have acted like that.
俺は弱い人間だ。何が破壊者だ。俺は単なる役立たずだ。
I mean, I definitely understand that point of view. Because you're weak, that's why you don't want to be in any kind of human relationship. I definitely understand that, but I accept that I'm weak, and I accept who I am, Tomosane. And I want to live this way. I don't know about you. Maybe having someone might be better for you, Tomosane. But I'm not gonna put up with that risk. I'm a very scaredy person. I'm a scaredy cat.
運命を受け入れることもできず。だからあの時、間宮拓司を消し去ることをためらった。
バカ。あんたが弱かったら世の中の誰が強いんだよ。
少なくともお前の方が俺より強い。女に負けるなんてとんだ役立たずだ。
Hey, come on now. Women are pretty strong nowadays.
当たり前じゃん。私はあんたのお姉さんなんだからさ。あんたより弱かったら姉の意味なんてないじゃん。あんたは強いよ。この世界で私が知る限り一番強い。だから安心しなよ。
この世界で俺が一番ならお前は何なんだよ。
そんなの当たり前じゃん。私は宇宙一強いんだよ。
アホか。ウリさんに殺されるぞ。
Why would you put that reference there? Oh my god, damn it, game.
なんで私が冷凍庫にやられるんだよ。
ちげえよ。
違わないって。
Yuki smiled and embraced me.
あと何回だろう。いや、もうこれが最後なのかな。
最後なのか。
いや、まだ会えるかもね。
バカ、どっちだよ。
どっちだろう。
こんなやりとりもしたな。
そうだね。こんなやりとりもした。なんかいろいろとあったよ。短いようで長い、長いようで短い。でもできなかったことも多いか。
できなかったことか。
I wanted to feel Yuki right then and there. Oh, come on, man. Don't do it. You're gonna give me something to censor. Not knowing whether it would be our last time together or not, I wanted to spend what time we had left as best I could. But I didn't. Good job, Tomusane. Don't think with your dick, man. Come on now. Right now, we have to focus on the future. Even if it means sacrificing the present, we have to change the future. I have to figure out everything I can right now. I can't get caught up in the present.
今日の間宮拓司の行動、そして心の動き、把握できたか。
Future, huh? Rather than treasuring the moment, I chose to look to the future. Yuki looked at me and chuckled.
実は全部は把握できないんだよね。
全部は把握できない。
うん。ある時点の記憶が強烈な意志によってその存在を否定されている。
記憶を否定。
うん。多分今日間宮拓司にとって絶対に認めたくない事実があったんだと思う。
I mean, I know what happened.
絶対に認めたくない事実。
その記憶の部分だけ全然見えない。相当認めたくないんだろうね。完全に欠落している。これって私だけじゃなくて、それを経験した間宮拓司自体も事実として認識してないと思う。
そんな強烈な改変を。
それが何なのかわからないけど。
でも
ともさね、気をつけて。多分これから私たちが予期しないこと、全く想像もしないことが起きる。
想像もしないこと。
うん。多分私が調停者であなたが破壊者なんてルールは無効になってる。
Those roles doesn't even make any sense, to be fair. To be completely honest, what does it mean to harmonize? I mean, the destroyer kind of makes sense. But the harmonizer, I don't know.
無効。なぜそんなことが。
ともさねも感覚では感じてるんでしょ。
Of course I felt it, and today was more certain than ever.
ああ。
今日何か強烈な私たちの世界そのものが変わるような経験を間宮拓司はした。私もともさねとか葉崎ちゃんとかからその存在が切り離されたとしても一連の事件を解明する努力はする。
切り離された状況でそんなことができるのか。
それはいろいろと工夫しておく。できる限り。
そうか。まあお前が自分の考えで動くならばそれはそれで心強い。問題は
互いに情報交換をすることができないかもしれない。その一点に尽きるか。
なるべく互いの情報は実質のノートに保管しておこう。と言っても 切り離されたお前はそんなことを覚えてない可能性が高いが。
いや、習慣づければ、あるいは。
習慣か。そんなものがこんな短期間で身につくのか。
Did she ever do that? I don't think she did, actually.
残念ながら自信を持っては言えないけど、努力してみる。
Memory modification. That's not creation at all. Rather, his experiences are having an effect on Yuki's memory. To be honest, he could even be changing her memories too.
なるべく
My memories,
メ
sorry.
モをこまめに取る訓練か。
そうだね。
How could the situation have changed so much in such a short period of time? Something that happened to Mamiya Takuji had this effect on him. Surely there must be some clues. When I looked up, Yuki had disappeared. Like always, she disappeared in an instant, without any warning, and then right after that... There goes Tomo-sane for that day.
とも兄さん、とも兄さん。
Ooh, his voice. That's... Oh, right, that's... Oh, now even Tomo-sane start not being able to hear words now.
はさきか。
とも兄さん。
No, he still remembers.
あ
Where are we?
とも兄
あ、はさき。なんだ。
さん。なんだじゃないよ。もう1週間も全然会えなくて消えちゃったんじゃないかと思ってた。
1週間
Oh,
そう
sorry.
だよ。
ということは今日は7月13日か。
そうだよ。
So after yesterday, I'm here again today. Being able to go to sleep and wake up the next day, anyone else would take that for granted. But it's like a miracle for me.
とも兄さん。とも兄さん。とも兄さん。
Stop crying, I'm not good with crying voices.
ああ。すまない。
Asaki clung to me and cried. I stroked her hair. It's really painful. Watching Asaki cry like this. If I disappeared, would I make her cry like this? I thought it would be fine if Yuki was still around. That's what I always told myself. But when I saw the new Minakami Yuki last night, I was convinced. That it wasn't the same Minakami Yuki I knew. She was different from Yuki. Like she was very far away from the world. Someone completely disconnected from the world. So that was the reason why in chapter 4, after Tomo-sane actually won, the Yuki that was with Zakuro didn't particularly care about Zakuro or have any sort of emotion, I suppose. But that interaction with Zakuro, though, was what steeled Yuki, or, you know, Tomo-sane, to actually accept his own demise. He accept his own defeat. He accept his own death. I'm sure she would protect Hisaki. A Hisaki with another name and another face. Before, I thought it would be fine, so long as she protected Hisaki. But now...
はさき、
何？
すまん。出て行ってくれるか。
Hisaki's face looked even sadder when I said that. I didn't want to make her sad, but...
いや、違うんだ。意地悪とかではなくてな。
意地悪じゃないならなんで？
着替えるにあたってな。うんじゃなくてな。着替えるんだよ。
だから起きられるようにどいたよ。
That's not what I meant.
とりあえず部屋出て行ってくれ。
久しぶりに会えたのになんで？ も兄さん布団に隠れて。
Can't you take a hint? Mornings are problematic for boys, you know. Oh my god, please. Stop.
やっぱり私のこと避けて。1週間前に私が一緒に寝たの、そんなに嫌だったの？
違う。
It's not like I'm trying to avoid you.
とも兄さんが嫌ならああいうのやめるから、もう避けるのとかやめてほしい。
Damn it, I was trying to push Asaki away for such dumb reasons before, and now she doesn't trust me. She must have thought the reason she hadn't seen me for a week was because I didn't want to see her. I guess last week was a bit awkward, so I understand why she would think that. When two people grow closer, and they don't see each other for a week, I can understand why she would feel like she was being lied to. But Asaki, that's not it.
違うんだ。そんな顔するな。
でもこうやってわがまま言うからとも兄さん嫌なんだもんね。出ていく。
違う。妹よ、断じて違うぞ。とも兄さんはその一身上の都合により、下半身関係の血流の偏りによりご都合が悪い状態なだけなんだ。
Say you have a boner, damn it. Why are you trying to explain it in hard terms?
俺は葉崎を遠ざけようなんて思ってないんだ。
Shit, what am I running my mouth for all of a sudden? So much had happened recently. I shouldn't have said all that.
とも兄さん、よかった。しかしてとも兄さんに嫌われたんじゃないかって。ずっと会えなかったから。私
I made her cry again. Wait a second. Now we're right back where we started. Come on, I just want to change, Asaki.
ご飯食べていく？作ってあるけど。
ああ、シャワー浴びてから食べる。
シャワー浴びてからだと遅刻しちゃうよ。
いいんだよ、遅刻しておけば。
それ困るよ。あ、そうだ。とも兄さんはシャワー浴びてて、いいこと考えたから。
おう。
If you come to the shower room again, Hasaki, I swear. Okay, thank you.
どうかな。
Thank you, Hasaki. Good girl.
サンドイッチか。まあ確かにこれなら食べながら歩けるが。
Why is this idiot carrying around the plates and cups?
オレンジジュースもちゃんと飲むんだよ。ビタミン C はいろいろと大切なんだから。
Can't you just put that in the bottle? Well, I know vitamin C is important, but she didn't have to bring the tray too. Jeez.
お前重いだろ。
全然大丈夫だよ。
そうか。
Those must have been heavy, and that doll's eyes kind of creeped me out. I did feel bad for abandoning Hisaki for a week like that, but when you cry like that, I really don't know what to do, Hisaki. Why is she so attached to me? Mamiya Takuji was her original brother after all. I'm just an alternate personality that was created a few years ago. Why is Hisaki always chasing after me? If she wasn't so attached to me, I wouldn't have any regrets about leaving her behind. I used to think I wasn't scared of disappearing. But now that the time was nearly here, I realized that there was still a little bit of fear left inside my heart. No, it wasn't just a little bit. My heart was brimming with fear. My remorse. My regrets. Those emotions at least I had to extinguish so long as I was still alive. I didn't know how long I still had left, but I couldn't wallow in my regrets.
お前な、こんな場所まで。
学校まで来ちゃったね。
ああ、お盆を駅のコインロッカーに入れてまで電車を一緒に乗ってな。
じゃあ帰るね。
So I think I kind of get the choices in chapter 5. which personality would win out and take over Mamiya Takuji's body, right? And I think that's gonna be the whole choice for chapter 5. I wonder. I do wonder.
あ
これで終わりとかないんだよね。これでもう会えなくなるとかないよね。
あ、大丈夫だ。
本当？
もちろんだ。俺が嘘言ったことあるか？
わりかし。
でもこの約束は絶対だ。どうした？
あ、いや、変わらないんだなって。
変わらない？
じゃあ頑張ってね、とも兄さん。
Aw.
頑張るってほどじゃないけどな。
I said goodbye to Hisaki and went through the school gate. And just as I did... What is this? For just a moment, I felt something. Something disturbing, like I was being pulled by something just now. Is it a sign that I'm going to lose consciousness? My consciousness was being tugged on by something. I sensed that I was on the verge of fainting. I'd never felt anything like it before.
これがユキが言ってたやつか。
If I hadn't felt it coming on, it would have definitely swept me away. Just like it always does.
なるほど。少しは俺にもユキの力が宿ったということか。
If I felt it coming on, I could at least resist it for a while. But it took quite a deal of mental fortitude. Or else I'd be swept under right away.
なんだあれ。
Something that wasn't there a moment before, a shadow, suddenly appeared in front of me. A female Kitahai uniform. Is that Yuki then? No, that's not it. There were two shadows.
あれ？どうしたの、お姉ちゃん。
Oh gosh, One-chan. Yeah, this is... Yuki is appearing again, I guess. Oh, I see. That means... These two girls are... Wakatsuki Tsukasa and Kagami. This is how Yuki sees Hisaki. No, I already parted with Hisaki. Does that mean that Yuki sees vestiges of Hisaki's form even when she's not around?
ああ、いやね。ん？はあ？なんで私がさっぱらから校舎にそんなことしなきゃいけないのよ。そんなすごい目つきじゃないよ。多分。なんでもない。
I heard bits and pieces of a conversation, but one speaker in the conversation was missing. Does that mean my consciousness is nearly gone already?
くそ、どうなってるんだ。
This had never happened before.
間宮拓司、お前は何をしようとしてるんだ。
She's trying to kill all three of you and then make the Mamiya or Minakami Yuki as the sole remaining personality, I guess. But why do that trouble when Tomosane was gonna do it anyway? I opened the classroom door. The classroom was nearly black and white. I couldn't tell if I had lost consciousness already or if I was still there. But I had the feeling that another personality was seeing this. This situation. The classroom was raucous with chatter and gossip.
なんだこれ。
The faces I saw were the same as always. But something was different. They were all talking about something.
やっぱり3組のらしいよ。なんか聞いたんだけど、他の学校のやつと一緒にだったみたいだよ。マジで？マジでそんなことあるの？超怖え。
で、それって誰？
知らない？いるじゃん。あのさ、すげえ目立たねえ。
I'm gonna mute this until I see something new. Like, I'm gonna mute the NPCs because they always say the same shit.
お姉ちゃん。
You too, Tsukasa, Kagami. Okay. Rip Tomosane. This was strange. Now even my perceptions were being warped. Iwata Miu shouldn't have been able to see the twins. There's no way Hisaki was really there. My perceptions were completely warped. It should be.
おはよう、間宮くん。あのさ。
ねえねえ、間宮くん。隣のクラスに高島っていたじゃない？
高島。
Takashima. Takashima Zakuro from the next class over. The one who was really attached to Minakami Yuki. Apparently she also met Mamiya Takuji.
高島が自殺したんだよ。
I only met her yesterday. Takashima-san committed suicide. By Takashi... Oh my god, that's a long... Whoa! Bro, calm down! Okay, this is Yuki's thoughts. Jesus, calm down, Yuki.
落ち着け。意識を保て。
I'm not gonna read all that though, because that's probably just what Yuki said in chapter 2. The moment I learned about Takashima's death, words flooded in from the world Yuki was seeing. My consciousness was almost blown away by the information overload. That must mean Yuki's personality, no, Yuki's world was active right now, inside my brain. At the very least, both of our worlds were existing in parallel at that moment. Interesting. So that's how they're trying to piece the puzzle together. At any moment, my world could be absorbed by hers.
とりあえずできる限り意識を保ち、正確な情報を収集できるように。
間宮くんとか高島さんにたまに話しかけられてたよね。
俺が？
あれ？違ったっけ？
I see. She must have thought that because Yuki and Mamiya Takuji knew her. I'd hardly had any contact with her myself, though.
だけどショックだよね。だって白山くんに続いてだから。
白山？それって白山翼か？
そうだよ。ほら、この前屋上から転落して大騒ぎになったじゃない。
白山が転落してどうなったんだ？死んだのか？
もしかして間宮くん知らないの？
それっていつだ
3日ぐらい前、確か7月10日だったような。
So exactly right after the Tomosane scene with those guys. So it's not the 11th, it was the 10th. That same day when I recovered consciousness after being out for 4 days straight.
それは事故か？
わからない。多分事故じゃないかって言われてる。
He fell from the roof. Knowing him, he was probably high on something or other and had an accident.
それで高島ザクロの方は？
さあ、自殺じゃないかって噂もあるけど、正しくはよくわからない。逆に間宮くんは聞いてないの？
I still think it was actually Zakuro that pushed her. Maybe.
いや俺は全く。
話だと昨日夕方6時過ぎぐらいだって言ってた。あ、場所は杉の宮の近くのマンションだって。
An apartment building in Suginomiya.
はいはい、皆さん座ってください。
The chatter in the classroom instantly evaporated when the teacher appeared. Of course, that wasn't because of the teacher's authority. Rather, everyone in the room simply believed that the teacher was holding the answer to the question on everyone's mind. The reason for the noise, the truth behind the rumor. In other words, did Takashima Sakura really die? This is the same thing. Why did she end her life? And tons of other questions in that vein. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet again.
知っている人。
Okay, you're saying the same shit, damn it, Yokawa. Damn. Calm down. Yeah, this is what Mamiya Takuji was thinking. My God, when, you know, they're talking about me in chapter 3. So Mamiya Takuji is slowly going insane, and all three personalities start like existing at the same time. Ugh, this. The reflux again. Someone else's world overflowed into my own. I mean, that's how Mamiya Takuji viewed this scene. But that's not the truth. That was an altered truth. Yuki's was also an altered truth. Tomosane is the only one that the scene is not altered. But it wasn't the same as before. This nastiness, that wasn't the world Minakami Yuki sees. Hatred, resentment, jealousy. A world filled with negativity. Only one man could see such a world. Mamiya Takuji. Our worlds overlapped, which meant that he was close.
あいつを間宮拓司を捕まえなければ。
I have to catch him, because there's something I have to do.
間宮拓司を今度こそ消し去る。
Focus your mind. Tune your consciousness so that your world crosses with his. Mamiya Takuji's world. The world that he perceives. I saw his back through the haze.
間宮拓司。
His pathetic form was enough to inspire fear deep within me. When did I begin to fear him like this? No, there was no such point in time. The disgust I felt for him must have been born of fear. I'm truly afraid of this man, of Mamiya Takuji. Which means... My foot reached him. It didn't go through him. Which meant my world was now perfectly overlapped with Mamiya's world. I didn't know if I'd ever have another chance. This might be the end.
俺はこいつを消し去る。
I had to erase him. What was that? Exactly, what was that? That memory just now. No, right now I have to focus on Mamiya.
無視ですか。さっきから呼んでるんだけど。
ゆき。
男子とかいい度胸だね。
なんで結城くんがさっきまでいなかった。
なんですか？僕がいるとまずいんですか？
そんなことは。
高島ザクロ自殺しましたね。君は死なないのかな？
何を？
何をじゃないでしょう。君こそ死なないのですか？君がそうやって生きてて誰がそれを望んでるんですか？どんな悲鳴の上げ方だか。情けない。まあいいや。高島ザクロ死にましたね。死ぬとは思わなかった。君は死なないでくださいね。君まで死なれたらさすがに警察に捕まってしまうんで。
Just the implications was enough. Anything was fine, just so long as it made him fear me. My reason to tar is to lead him to self-denial, which will eventually cause him to disappear. So I'll do anything I have to.
もう一発いくか。せーの。
My world was forcibly closed. I struggled, but I sunk down below consciousness as if there were weights tied to my legs. I screamed something out, but the words held no shape. The outline of my ego lost its shape, and I sunk down into the depths, like a sugar cube dissolving in water. My ego tried to drag itself back out. The continuity of myself being myself. My consciousness melted and split apart. I lost the hands with which to struggle. I lost the arms with which to struggle. Down into the depths. Down into the depths. I sunk below the surface. The depths of my mind. A sinking self. A disappearing world. It watched the world. The lost world. What is that? What the fuck? What is that? Huh? Is this actually his past? At long last. No way. Why is Yuki here? I'm actually gonna read this. I'm gonna read this later on. I will actually read this. Omusane, curse you, I won't die here. Saki is the one who will die. What? What? You're just a commoner, what do you know? Yuki's blood slowly spilled out onto the cold sidewalk. As I held her in my arms, the something slowly spilled out of her body. I was born to be the savior, so don't get in my way. If something hadn't been born, then I would have saved the world, because the something at the end. I have to return the world to the sky, just like the prophet says. If something dies, then something returns to the sky. Yuki, no, you can't die, please. Tomusani, are you afraid of me? Am I afraid? But that is the right way, because I'm the person who will pass judgment upon all people. Because you're a commoner, Nissan. A commoner and a genius. The savior, the world, and sky. The door to the sky. What does that mean? See, like, I truly believe that Yuki and Tomusane actually existed as real persons back in the day. And Mamiya Takuji was so shocked about what happened that he preserved both Yuki and Tomosane's personality inside of him. Like, that's how split personalities work, right? At least that's how I think it does. it's not like a soul or something was inherited inside of him. He was just so lost in his delusions of grandeur that he made a separate personality for himself. Huh? I can't hear what they're saying, sadly. Sorry. Do you like me? I think that's what Hasaki said. I don't know what Yuki or Takuji said though. Yukine is my, like, friend or something. Coming worlds below the level of consciousness, memory, arrangement. The fuck? Mamiya Takuji's curse. You have to protect. I mean, I understand he is the only one who can go further. Because he's gonna be still here till the 16th, while everyone else is already disappearing. Is that Yuki trying to tell me something? I got some goosebumps, actually. Wow.
ここ。そうだ。俺は間宮拓司を蹴っ飛ばそうとした瞬間に気を失って。休み時間。あれからどれだけ時間が。
I quickly pulled out my phone and looked at the time.
あれから2時間。違う。
The date had already changed. An entire day had passed.
なんだこれ。
The breaks in my continuity were getting worse. I was losing consciousness every time my concentration slipped.
意識。
Now that I think of it, I feel like there was something I saw just before I lost consciousness last time. Something. Probably something I don't know. I don't know what that means. That feeling again. That feeling is... him. That existence, growing stronger by the day. A strength that could swallow me at any moment.
そんなこと関係ない。
I reached out and grabbed the shadow before me. And right when I did... Sanami Kotomi, White Lotus Foundation founders. Twins mistake, the savior is something. I'm gonna read this, okay? Sanami Kotomi. That's Mamiya Takuji's mother. White Lotus Association founders prophecy returned to the sky. The twins mistake. The savior is torn to pieces. What were those words? I knew some of those words, but a lot of them I had never seen before. Prophecy? July 20th, 2012. The twins. Torn to pieces. But my thoughts were suddenly interrupted.
Yuki Tomosane-kun.
Mamiya Takuji turned around. A revolting person. I felt a new sickening revulsion when I saw him. Worse than ever before. What's with him? There's something different about him. Did something happen? Confidence? How did he change so much in a single day?
どうしたんだい？
なんか、間宮お前。
Oh, I forgot I still had them on mute. Sorry about that. A nuisance came into the room, but I ignored them.
間宮。
間宮君？
なんでバカタクの分際でそんなにウキウキしてるんだお前。
ウキウキそう見えるのかい？
なんだその口の利き方は。
口の利き方が悪かったのなら謝るよ。ごめん。
謝る？何言ってるんだ。ちゃんとした謝り方があるんじゃねえか。
ちゃんとした謝り方。
Man, his eyes are freaky, dude. What the fuck? He wasn't this freaky when we were with Yuki, right? What is wrong with you? The atmosphere was clearly different. His attitude wasn't obedient at all. It was just the opposite. I know this Mamiya Takuji. I had met this Mamiya Takuji before. Somewhere. In the distant past. And at that time too, I was afraid of Takuji.
慰謝料だ。この前足りなかった分も含めて20万円持ってこい。
It felt like I was bluffing. I felt like it was a perfect fool. But still, I believed that I would get the same result, as if nothing had changed in the relationship between myself and Mamiya. He'll just cry because he can't do anything. No, that's only what I wanted to believe.
慰謝料ね。それでいつまでだい？
なんだよ、今回は期限はいらないのか？
そうだね。別にあってもなくてもといった感じかな。
何それ？金の当てでもあんのか？
ん？まあそうかもね。それでさ、なんで20万円なの？
なんだと？
どうせならそこにいる沼田くんと西村くんと君に20万円ずつがいいんじゃないのかい？
何？
え、マジで？金くれるんすか？
宝くじでも当たったんすか？
そうかもしれない。
本当？マジでいいんすか？やっと今までのお薬代払ってくれる気になったんですね。
もう100万円にはなっているって言ってたもんね。
黙れ！
え？
今のはなしだ。
でも今確かに薬代が100万円ぐらいしているのは本当だから、できたら。
払うなんて誰もそんなことは言ってない。
でも宝くじ当たったんだよね。
だとしてもてめえら消えろ。何度も言わない。消えろ。
They both ran off in fear when I yelled at them. Well, from their perspective, I offered to give them a ton of money and then suddenly got pissed at them.
すごいね。
あ
あ。あれほど人を恐怖させ、屈服させる力を持つ結城くんは本当にすごいね。
てめえ。
話がしたいんだろ？ここじゃない方がいい。
なんだと？
屋上でも行こうか。
Let's go to the roof. For some reason, those words made my heart race. The rooftop. Mamiya Takuji on the rooftop. Those two words seemed to resonate with just the wrong frequency. Like they struck a dissonant chord in my heart.
はい、間宮拓司くん。僕はさ、今日はとても傷つきました。
Okay, I probably will mute these until... if there's like new narratives, I will definitely say them out loud, but... This scene was pretty long if I remember right, and I don't want the voice to... I'm interested in this story, alright? I really am, but... I really do not want to see, like, reused scenes. I said it dramatically like that to give myself some confidence. My heart was pounding, like it would never calm down. Takuji's eyes looked me up and down. As I looked into his eyes, I was taken in by the impression that I was gazing into the portals to hell. Black pupils, hell, rooftop, falling, knife, Blood. Mysterious words suddenly flowed into my brain. Associations in my mind had never made before. Connections between words. An unstable frequency. The racing beat of my heart. A preemptive strike. I didn't put all my weight into the blow since I expected him to dodge it. My fist slammed into his nose, sending blood flying through the air. This guy is fucking crazy, dude. I forgot about how crazy you are. What was that? His mother's name. I think Sanami was her maiden name. No, that's not important right now. My mind is confused. Calm down. Just focus on the person in front of you. It's true, something in Mamiya Takuji had changed. But I still would never forgive him. I didn't let my guard down, I'm sure of that. I was even more focused than when I fought Yuki, and yet he had no trouble grabbing me when I struck at him. He dropped me to the concrete before I could pull my arm back. If I didn't react, I would fall right on my head, so I sacrificed the joint he had grabbed instead. I prepared myself for the next blow. White-hot pain ran through my arm, but the rest of my body was uninjured since I took the hit well. More importantly, this battle, it's all happening in my mind. Unless Mamiya Takuji received the same injury, I know it's not real. So if I just endure the pain, my arm will heal in a few minutes. But I need to avoid any damage to my head. Damage to my brain will scatter my consciousness. If I lose consciousness here, there's no guarantee I'll get another chance. Especially now, since he doesn't desire the same result he once did. His own destruction. He wants to erase me so that he alone will remain. Man, his eyes is so fucking creepy, dude. It wasn't that crazy with Yuki. Mamiya Takuji's attack. He seemed downright reckless. Overconfident? That was good news for me. I turned my back to him and quickly spun my body around. Of course, I lost sight of the enemy for a moment, but I knew I couldn't defeat Mamiya without taking at least some risks. I hit Mamiya with a clean back fist. He got lucky with that one. If I'd hit him in the right spot, I would have won right then and there. But I missed his jaw, where I was aiming, by about 10 centimeters and ended up striking him in the cheekbone. A little lower, if I had hit him in the jaw, the result might have been different. Mamiya Takuji could still fight. I was on the verge of despair as I spat these words next to him. These next words at him. I was right to be worried. I should have erased him sooner. By the time I realized, it was already too late. I was losing my grip on consciousness. I heard a crunching sound as he dislodged one of my teeth. He must have kicked me. My head was spinning, but I held on to consciousness, somehow. But there was still nothing I could do. Mamiya let out a wild laugh in celebration of his victory. I was just thankful that it was a night. Alright. There was no knife. That there was no knife, and that Hasaki wasn't there. Somehow, those thoughts floated up within me as I faded to black. I guess that's what happened before. I guess he was killed by Takuji with a knife, and Hasaki saw it. I mean, that's the only possible explanation, right? I think. But that is the end of the episode, though. Sadly, I'm very curious about what's gonna happen next. But I have to end it here because it's already an hour and 40 minutes. With my added commentary for like 3 minutes, it's like almost 1 hour 50. But yeah, that was at last the story is getting somewhere. I also need to go to bed very soon. But yeah, thank you all for watching this episode. This episode was there were a lot of scenes that are repeated, but the perspective itself is interesting. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time, which might probably be the finale for chapter 5. At least this ending. See ya.